Welcome to Just Kampers. A subject we often get approached about is exhaust fitting. So in this video, I'm going to go through the do's, the don'ts, and give you some handy tips on getting the job completed. So the first don't in this video is once you've removed your corroded old tailbox, because you want to fit a nice new shiny one, don't leave the rest of your original system tight. You need to loosen it from the other side. Over a period of time, these go through so many heat cycles and they move. So you may have removed your old tailbox quite easily, but you find that these have actually moved. So you come to fit your new one and nothing lines up. So just make sure everything's loose the other side. Looks like we're miles away. That's never going to fit. That's better. So much easier when the rest of the system is loose. So we're on, and now we can put our nuts on both sides and tighten up nice and evenly. Another question we sometimes get asked is, when changing from a completely stock standard system such as this to an upgraded performance system, where do my heater pipes go? So on a standard system, we've got this lovely little preheat chamber here. We've got our connector that goes in between, so he fits in there like so. This would be coming from your fan housing, like that, direct in the air through our little preheat and then into our heat exchanger. Now on a non-standard system, we don't have this, so we can take it straight from here, straight into the heat exchanger. I'll show you. With our performance exhaust fitted, we don't have that little preheat chamber, so we have to go directly to our heat exchanger. So we take our pipe from our fan housing and go straight on to our heat exchanger, like that. Another don't is don't snap your exhaust studs off, or at least try not to. I'll give you a few tips on how to help prevent that happening. Your exhaust stud is very rusty, the nut's very rusty, it hasn't been done for a long time. First thing we need to do is get some oil on there, penetrating oil, anything that's going to soak into that thread. If you don't have penetrating oil, engine oil is good, and you can leave that on overnight and that will soak in. So when we're trying to undo our nut for the first time, we need to go tight first. It sounds counterintuitive because we're trying to undo the nut, but it will help clear the thread and break that corrosion before we back it out. I'm talking just a crack. You don't have to go like half a turn. It's just simply a small amount to break that thread. And it would be something like, that would be it. And then we would back it out. And if it goes tight, work it back forwards and work it back until you take the nut all the way off the thread. Don't try and undo it all in one go. And again, more penetrating fluid, more oil, and if you have to leave it overnight again with engine oil, then do so. And then you should be able to remove the nut. Talking of nuts, try not to be tempted into using stainless steel nuts on your exhaust. Yes, they look nice and they're shiny, but they do expand more than the actual thread itself. So they can come loose. And then using sprung type lock washers with them, the lock washers can lose their temper so they don't work very well. The best thing to use are copper plated nuts. Now these are heavily plated copper nuts and they've got a lock on them as well. So the back of the thread is just squeezed, so when you put them on they can start to feel tight but they stay locked. So there's two types. There's one without a flange and one with a flange. So if you have more room, I would suggest trying to use one with a built-in flange on the nut so it spreads the load nice and evenly across the exhaust. If you haven't got that much room, then obviously one without the flange, as long as it's a lock copper, will be just fine. When fitting exhaust components together, copper grease is your friend. You can use copper grease on both sides of your exhaust gasket, for instance. It helps to make a nice coke seal, and if you ever need to remove your exhaust later on, it makes life a little bit easier. You can also use copper grease on your threads before you put your copper plated nut on, and where two parts of a nice new exhaust fit together, again copper grease on there aids in fitting and again creates a nice coke seal. This is the view from above of our engine. As you can see, these cylinders are actually staggered. So when checking your exhaust, don't expect them to be totally in line, as this one will need to be further forward than that side. So before you install your new exhaust, just make sure that this face here is nice and clean. I like to take a blade and just scrape off the carbon build-up. If you've used copper grease before, then it's only carbon you've got to remove. If you've used the sealer before, then that can take a little bit longer trying to remove the sealer. Also, make sure the tinware is lower than this exhaust face, because sometimes this tinware can stop the exhaust sitting all the way back flush. The bay window camper van behind me had a non-standard exhaust fitted. It also had no heat exchangers fitted, so there was no heating in the van whatsoever. So I've used all the tips from this video to fit 2 brand new heat exchangers. I'll run through the process with you. These were the 2 parts of the exhaust that I had to remove to replace with heat exchangers. As you can see, these don't have heat exchangers on them at all. So I made sure I covered my original studs and nuts in penetrating oil before I did my tight and then loose to undo. That enabled me to remove the whole exhaust system before I even attempted to fit the new heat exchangers. I fitted both heat exchangers and the rest of the exhaust system loosely together first, with copper grease on the gaskets and on the threads before I put the copper nuts on. Once I was happy everything lined up, I could then start the tightening process. Although we fitted heat exchangers, we still don't have the little preheat unit as the same as the stock exhaust, because we still have the performance exhaust on the rear. These are our heater pipes from the fan housing through our tinware and goes directly to our heat exchangers. I hope those few hints and tips have answered some exhaust fitting questions for you. For more handy hints, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or check us out at justkampers.com. Thanks for watching.